Here's Fox 2 News Weekend. Fox 2 News. Here's to St. Louis.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news. A plane has crashed in Jefferson County.
Now, details are still coming in, but we do know the plane went down about 2 hours ago near Cedar Hill, about 30 miles south of St. Louis. Fox 2's Brenda Matten joins us live from the scene with the latest. Brenda, what can you tell us?
Elliot, right now we are on Fire Pink Lane, which is just off Regina Road in Cedar Hill. The crash site is just behind me. We are a short distance away, just up here at the top of the hill. Now, investigators just about half an hour ago confirmed that there are 2 people dead within that wreckage. They tell us that both were severely burned since the plane burst into flames when it hit the tree. Investigators also tell us the pilot was in the process of doing something that's commonly called buzzing. He was flying low in circles over his son's property when the plane appeared to lose power, drop out of sight, and crash. Now, witnesses who saw what he was doing before that crash said they were worried about the fact that he was circling so low.
He had turned his wings real sharp like that, and he went off over beyond the trees, and then we heard the crash.
It was so tight, and then it just went over the top of the hill, top of the trees, and boom. So that was it.
You're looking now at a live picture of the wreckage scene. Investigators tell us that the pilot was 72 years old. They do know his identity, obviously, but they are not releasing it. They say the passenger, the gender and identity of that passenger is still a mystery at this hour. Once again, investigators plan on securing this scene, however, and as we said, 2 people confirmed dead. The call came in at about 2:32. We hope to have more information for you as soon as it becomes available. Elliot, Kevin, back to you.
Well, Brenda, certainly a tragic crash. Are FAA investigators on the scene yet?
No, they are expected to arrive within the next hour, and investigators here in Jefferson County plan to secure this scene until the FAA goes ahead and decides to release it. They're not quite sure if they're going to be doing their investigation this evening or if they'll possibly have to do it tomorrow in the morning. That's something we're waiting to find out, Elliot.
Thanks, Brenda. I know you keep us updated.
KTVI St. Louis. Here's Fox 2 News Weekend. Fox 2 News. Here's to St. Louis.
Good evening. It was a terrifying scene in Jefferson County as a pilot crashed his plane while his family looked on.
The plane exploded, and the pilot and a passenger were killed. It happened about 2:30 this afternoon in Cedar Hill. That's about 30 miles south of St. Louis. As Fox 2's Brenda Matten shows us, several witnesses saw the plane go down.
The plane crashed onto the property of the pilot's son. Investigators say it was so badly burned, they had trouble figuring out how many seats it contained. Investigators removed 2 bodies from the wreckage, the pilot and 1 passenger. Police say both are elderly males.
He was flying around. The engine stopped, evidently, from best that they could tell, and he brought it down through the trees.
And then we heard the crash.
Valerie Volk is one of several neighbors who saw the plane circling lower and lower. Investigators say the pilot often flew a pattern over his son's property as part of a weekend ritual.
He was flying over his son's house this weekend and then usually takes the plane back to the airport and comes out for Sunday dinner.
Instead, the pilot's family watched him crash to his death. An eyewitness who is also a pilot says he could see the danger coming.
When you put your plane into a knife-edge turn, why, you'll drop.
You know, deep down inside, as low as he was, there was no way that he could, there's no way that he could have survived.
Investigators are 99% sure of both men's identities, but they're withholding names until they check their dental records. They expect to do that sometime tomorrow. Investigators, however, did tell us that the 72-year-old pilot is from Maplewood. Kevin, back to you.
And Brenda, what's next in the investigation?
Kevin, investigators from the NTSB and the FAA made it to the scene tonight, but the sheriff's office expects that they'll probably have to do most of their work at that crash site tomorrow during daylight. The plane will stay where it is until the FAA finishes its work and then releases the scene. Kevin.
All right. Thank you, Brenda.